Good day to you, I'm LionHeartBlue and welcome back to another episode of our Scrap Mechanic Survival modded series starring JohnathanRaymaker using the amazing Fant Mod. If you enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, subscribe and hit the alarm bell so you get notified of future videos. It really does help and I appreciate your support. Now that's out of the way, let's get started. And while I was waiting for Jonathan, I thought I would do some changes to our large farm. Previously the pistons were all connected to one button, so when the button was pressed they were extended and the cannons moved quite fast across the plots. In order to overcome this, I'm adding sensors so that we can determine when each piston has reached its maximum length. By adding blocks here, so that the sensor will detect them, I can then say if the sensor is on and the previous logic gate is on, I can extend the next piston. I'll repeat this for each sensor against each piston, and that will complete the extension of our watering system. As you can see here, it didn't quite work. That's due to the pistons being at different lengths. And as soon as I correct that, it all works perfectly fine. In addition, we will be automating our gas creation, so I decided to utilize a gas container to operate the spinning saws rather than a controller. It gives us a bit better control, and I hook the motor up to each of the saws. Jonathan's now in game and we decided let's plant some vegetables so we can make some veggie burgers to give us better healing for our thirst and hunger bars when needed. I decided to add paint to one of the containers so I can direct John to the right one when I want him to pick up an item from them. So I can just say the blue chest rather than this one, as it was getting rather confusing. Right. So the blue one, we've got blue and yellow now, so I can say blue. So we don't have to keep diving for clams. I thought I'd take a look at the clam container, hooking it up to a battery. It also requires a switch to turn it on, which I hook up, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. When it works, the clam should pulse. So I played around for a long time, couldn't get it to work, so I thought, well, let me try removing it, replacing it, adding the button back on, or the switch, and hooking it up and seeing if that helped. And sure enough, it did. Oh. Ah, now it's pulsing. We use the auto crafter to create our burgers. This will continuously create burgers as long as the ingredients are there. So today we decided we're going to build ourselves little explorers. Jonathan's made a start on his and he's found these smoke emitters, which he thought would be a great addition to the back of his vehicle. And I commenced to build mine. I wanted to use a single bearing steering system just for a bit of fun, just to have something a bit different than I've built before. As you can see, I'm trying to build something that's quite compact, but also has access to a lot of storage. All in all, it took about 2 hours to build. It went through lots of different variations as I kept placing things in the incorrect place or placing bearings where I didn't really need them. So it took a bit of messing around to get to this stage, but it kind of worked and kind of came out the way I was hoping. Visually it wasn't great, but the single bearing system seemed to work. It came out a little bit like a tractor, if I'm honest, which wasn't quite the aesthetic I was going for, but it was a bit of fun. These sort of builds, similar to three-wheelers, they're very prone to tipping, so it's very difficult to get the balance right. As you'll see now, I'll take it out for my first test drive. Its turning could be better. I mean, it handles okay as long as you don't go too fast, but have a look.
This is about as jumpy as mine was. Yeah.
Oh well, it works better than I thought, but it just needs a bit more weight on the front. And it would work, it would do what it's meant to do. So I add a little bit more weight to the front, trying to keep those front wheels on the ground as I accelerate, as they always like to tip up. Fairly happy with that, so I can get to painting it. I don't know if the paint's going to make much difference to this. It's a bit like polishing a turd. It's still a turd, just with polish on. But I'll do it nonetheless. And you can see now it's handling quite well. That is because I've now added a gyro, which is part of the Fant Mod pack. I've added it to the front of the vehicle, and it does really kind of dampen those effects of it when it wants to flip, and it really does help kind of keep her a little bit more stable. It doesn't prevent it flipping, but it's much better this way. It's not the best drive, I must admit. So now we have our explorers. We take our blueberries to the packing station. We pack them all up so that we can go and get some Totebot maces from the trader. And as always, using the pink vacuum pump to collect the packages, and additionally to send them to the trader. And the main reason we wanted the Totebot maces is that when you kill a Totebot with them, it guarantees you they drop a Totebot head, and these are used to craft component kits. So we decide to head over to where we know there are the most Totebots, and that's at the water plant. But I run into a little bit of a problem.
There's a couple of, it's like everything's in the way. This is like
scary
one of
parts
those.
around here. Oh, and a red one. No. I lost my whole vehicle.
No? Really?
Red Totebot.
Holy cow.
Why
Really? You
not?
lost your whole vehicle?
Yep. Oh, it was only like 2 pipes on it and some bearings. Absolutely devastated. Over 2 hours of building, and it's ruined in seconds. So I respawn, and Jonathan kindly collects all the bits up, puts them on his vehicle so that we can go back, and I can try and either repair or rebuild my Explorer. But, as always, Jonathan and I like to make things harder than they need to be. So I rebuilt my vehicle. I've used Metal 3 this time, which I think is more resistant to the explosions than the pipes were. I don't think it's going to help me completely, but it's better than it was. Oh, and it tips over really easily. So I widen the wheelbase in the hopes that that will help. And while I was doing that, Jonathan's made some amendments to his vehicle, made it look a bit chitty bang bang, but I think it's really cool, and I just decided to stick a flag on it for him. And we head on our way. I'm much more cautious this time, and I'm looking around, and I straight away spot another red bot, and there's no way I'm going to risk driving down there. So I'm going to deal with this one on foot. We arrive safely at the water plant, so we go about attacking these Totebots. We're 13 episodes in, and finally I've remembered to make beacons, which will help us find this place again easily if we want to come back here, which we probably will. So we've collected as many Totebot heads as we can carry. We created our explorers. I created mine twice. So I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve today. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you next week. And don't forget, you can join us live every Tuesday night. Hope to see you there. Take care.